What if I told you that your emotions are lying to you? That the anger, frustration, and panic you feel in the heat of the moment aren't truths, but just noise? Every day, life throws situations at you that press your buttons. Someone cuts you off in traffic. A friend betrays your trust. Your boss criticizes you in front of everyone. And your first instinct? React, snap, defend. But what if that reaction is exactly what keeps you weak, controlled, and constantly exhausted? Stoicism teaches something radical. Don't react, respond. There's a world of difference. Reactions are automatic. They're emotional outbursts from a mind not in control. But a response, that comes from reason, from awareness. It's slow, it's deliberate, and it's powerful. The strongest person in the room isn't the loudest one. It's the one who can stay calm when everything around them is on fire. Because that calm is not weakness, it's mastery. In a world that pushes you to be impulsive, to clap back, to explode, true strength is restraint. It's asking yourself, is this worth my peace? Before acting. You are not your emotions. You are the one who observes them, controls them, and channels them. So the next time life provokes you, don't let it own you. Don't react. Respond with reason. That's not just philosophy, it's freedom. Before we dive into today's journey of Stoic wisdom, I want to invite you to be part of something bigger. This channel is driven by a passion to spread knowledge that can transform lives, and with your support, we can continue growing. By joining our membership community, you'll get exclusive videos, members-only posts, and live Q&As, all designed to help you dive deeper into philosophy. Your support means more than just keeping the content alive. It means we can keep growing together. If this resonates with you, join us through the link in the description. Number 1. Don't react. Respond with reason. Have you ever looked back on something you said or did in anger and wished you could take it back? That sharp reply, the impulsive message, the heated argument, moments where emotions hijacked your better judgment. It happens to all of us, but what if it didn't have to? What if you could train your mind to stay calm, to pause, and to respond with clarity, no matter how intense the situation? Stoicism, an ancient philosophy still relevant today, teaches exactly that. It challenges one of the strongest beliefs in modern society, that reacting instantly means you're strong. In truth, instant reactions are often signs of inner chaos, not strength. This video is about turning that around. It's about reclaiming your control. It's about moving from being emotionally reactive to being mentally resilient. When you stop reacting and start responding with reason, you don't just avoid regret. You build real power. You gain the ability to navigate life with a steady mind and a grounded heart. So, if you're tired of letting anger, fear, or pride take the wheel, this message is for you. Let's explore how you can start living more intentionally, more peacefully, and with much more control over your inner world. Number 2. Why emotional control matters more than you think. In life, we're constantly met with challenges, unexpected news, rude comments, failures, rejections. Most people are taught to fight back, to speak up instantly, to never let things slide. But Stoicism turns this idea upside down. It tells us that our true power lies not in reaction, but in thoughtful response. The difference may seem small, but in practice, it's life-changing. A reaction is emotional and fast. It comes from the part of you that's still hurt, angry, or afraid. A response, on the other hand, is rational, measured, and calm. It's not about suppressing your feelings. It's about owning them, understanding them, and then choosing what to do next, not based on impulse, but on wisdom. This matters more than we realize, because every time we react blindly, we give power to the situation and the people involved. We let the outside world control our inner world. But when we respond with reason, we reclaim that power. We decide the direction of our actions, and we become less controlled by emotions and more guided by values. This can change relationships, decisions, and even the way we see ourselves. Imagine how many misunderstandings, arguments, or regrets could have been avoided if you just took a moment to pause. Stoicism teaches that we can't always control what happens to us, but we can always control how we respond. That's the heart of this idea. You may not be able to change the world, but you can change how you face it. And that's more than enough. When you start responding instead of reacting, you'll notice something powerful. You start to live with peace. Not because life gets easier, but because your mind gets stronger. You become less of a slave to your emotions and more of a master of your choices. This is why the topic, don't react. Respond with reason, matters. It's not just a clever quote. It's a practice, a mindset, and a form of emotional self-defense. It's something we all need, especially in a world that feels more reactive every day. Whether it's social media outrage, personal arguments, or stressful decisions, your ability to stay calm and respond wisely is what separates you from the chaos. And it's a skill you can develop. So let's go deeper into this philosophy and understand how it can change the way you think, feel, and live. Number 3, the problem or challenge. In today's fast-paced world, we are conditioned to react immediately to anything that disturbs us. We've been taught that if something bothers us, we must confront it right away. This belief leads to impulsive reactions, whether it's a sharp comment in an argument, a hasty decision at work, or a snap judgment based on fleeting emotions. The problem is that these reactions are rarely grounded in reason. Instead, they're driven by emotions like anger, fear, or pride. We believe that reacting swiftly shows strength, but in reality, it often shows a lack of control. When we react impulsively, we risk saying or doing things we regret later. We become trapped in a cycle of emotional responses that don't serve us or the people around us. This challenge doesn't just impact individual moments, it affects our lives at a deeper level. When we react, we let our emotions dictate our actions. And when we let emotions take over, we make decisions based on temporary feelings, not long-term clarity. The consequences can be seen in fractured relationships, lost opportunities, and emotional exhaustion. But what if there was a better way? A way that doesn't leave us regretting our actions or constantly apologizing for things said in the heat of the moment? How much better could our lives be if we paused before reacting and instead chose to respond with reason? The key problem here is that we don't give ourselves space to think. We feel that the pressure to act quickly means we must react immediately. But when emotions drive our actions, we make ourselves vulnerable to mistakes. This is where Stoicism offers a powerful solution, teaching us to stop reacting and instead respond with thoughtful reason. Number 4, the shift in perspective. What if I told you that by simply pausing before reacting, you could gain more control over your life than you ever thought possible? Stoic philosophy offers a profound shift in perspective that challenges our habitual, knee-jerk reactions. It teaches us that we cannot control what happens to us, but we can always control how we respond. This perspective is liberating because it shifts the focus from external events to internal responses. Instead of allowing outside forces to dictate how we feel and act, Stoicism encourages us to take full responsibility for our thoughts and actions. In Stoic terms, it's not the event itself that causes distress, but our judgment of the event. Two people can experience the same stressful situation, but one might react with anger and frustration, while the other remains calm and composed. What's the difference? It's not the event itself. It's the way each person chooses to respond. This shift in thinking allows us to take control of our emotions and reactions. Instead of being victims of our impulses, we become masters of our own responses. One of the most powerful Stoic practices is the concept of deliberate action. Rather than responding immediately based on how we feel, we can take a step back, pause, and decide how we want to act with reason. This doesn't mean suppressing emotions. It means acknowledging them, understanding them, and then choosing a response that aligns with our values. A quote from the Stoic philosopher Epictetus sums this up perfectly. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. By embracing this mindset, we stop allowing external circumstances to define us, and instead respond with clarity and wisdom. This shift isn't always easy. We live in a world that rewards quick reactions and instant gratification. But learning to respond with reason takes practice, and the results are worth it. Consider a time when you responded thoughtfully to a difficult situation. Perhaps you stayed calm during an argument, made a rational decision in a high-pressure situation, or chose not to engage in an online argument. These moments, no matter how small, show the power of responding with reason. The more we practice this mindset, the more natural it becomes. Over time, it leads to stronger relationships, better decision-making, and a greater sense of inner peace. The Stoic approach teaches us that we don't have to be slaves to our emotions. Instead, we can train ourselves to pause, reflect, and respond based on reason. This shift in perspective doesn't just change how we handle external events. It transforms how we live our lives. Instead of constantly reacting to everything around us, we can live with intention, calm, and purpose. This is the power of Stoicism, and it's available to anyone willing to make the shift from reaction to reason. Number 5. Practical steps or solutions. Now that we've explored the importance of responding with reason instead of reacting impulsively, it's time to break this concept down into simple, practical steps that you can start applying to your daily life. The goal is not to become perfect overnight, but to gradually integrate this mindset into your routine. Here's how you can begin. 1. Pause before you react. The first step in shifting from reaction to response is simply to pause. The next time something triggers an emotional reaction, take a deep breath. Count to 3. This brief moment of pause gives your mind a chance to catch up with your body, allowing you to break the automatic cycle of emotional response. It's not about ignoring your feelings, but acknowledging them and creating space for a thoughtful response. 2. Practice mindful awareness. The key to responding with reason lies in awareness. When you feel emotions rising, take a moment to identify what you're feeling. Is it anger, fear, frustration? Just labeling your emotion can help you distance yourself from it. When you recognize what you're feeling, you stop being controlled by it. This practice of mindfulness can be built over time, so start by becoming more aware of your emotional triggers in various situations. 3. Reframe your thoughts. Once you've taken a pause and identified your emotions, the next step is to reframe your thoughts. Instead of assuming the worst, ask yourself, what's the bigger picture here? Or, what is the most rational way to approach this? For example, if you're angry at someone, instead of assuming they are trying to hurt you, try to reframe the situation by considering other possibilities. Maybe they're having a tough day, or maybe they didn't intend to upset you. This shift in perspective can diffuse the emotional charge and help you respond with reason. 4. Adopt the Stoic practice of journaling. One of the most effective Stoic practices is daily journaling. Every day, spend a few minutes reflecting on the events of your day. Write down moments when you reacted impulsively and how you could have responded differently. This practice allows you to track your progress and reminds you to think about how you handle situations. Over time, journaling can help you notice patterns in your reactions and identify areas where you can improve. 5. Focus on what you can control. Stoicism teaches that we can't control external events, but we can control our responses to them. In every situation, ask yourself, what is within my control here? By focusing on your own actions and responses, you stop wasting energy on things that are beyond your influence. This mindset reduces stress and frustration, as it encourages you to focus on what truly matters: your own responses. 6. Create space for reflection. In moments of conflict or stress, it's easy to react out of habit. To avoid this, try to create space for reflection. If you're in a heated conversation or a difficult situation, it's okay to step away for a few moments. Excuse yourself politely and take a walk, get some water, or simply breathe. Giving yourself a few minutes to collect your thoughts can help you come back with a clear and reasoned response, rather than a defensive or emotional reaction. 7. Embrace the power of no reaction. Sometimes the best response is no response at all. This can be especially true in situations where people are trying to provoke you, like online comments or heated arguments. Stoicism teaches us to recognize that not every comment or action demands a reaction. By choosing not to react, you maintain your peace and don't give power to things that don't truly matter. Remember that silence or walking away can be a powerful way to respond with reason. 8. Build emotional resilience through daily practice. Finally, responding with reason, instead of reacting impulsively, requires ongoing practice. Just like building physical strength, emotional resilience takes time. Engage in activities that help build your emotional endurance, such as meditation, yoga, or deep breathing exercises. The more you practice these habits, the better you'll get at staying calm in the face of adversity. By incorporating these steps into your life, you start to shift from being a reactive person to someone who responds thoughtfully and intentionally. It's not about perfection, it's about gradual improvement. The more you practice these habits, the more natural it will feel to respond with reason instead of reacting impulsively. Number 6. Overcoming resistance. Adopting a new mindset, especially one that challenges deeply ingrained habits, can be difficult. If you're used to reacting quickly and emotionally, it's natural to face resistance when trying to respond with reason. This resistance may come in the form of doubts, fears, or the temptation to fall back into old habits. Here are some common obstacles people face when adopting this new approach and how you can overcome them. 1. Fear of appearing weak or passive. One of the biggest fears people have when learning to pause before reacting is the belief that they will appear weak or passive. We're taught that standing up for ourselves means reacting quickly and forcefully. But in reality, pausing before responding is a sign of strength, not weakness. It takes courage to stay calm in the face of conflict. Remind yourself that taking a moment to think doesn't mean you're avoiding confrontation. It means you're approaching the situation with greater wisdom. 2. Frustration with progress. It's easy to feel frustrated if you don't see immediate results. You might catch yourself reacting impulsively even after deciding to respond with reason. This is normal. Changing old habits takes time and consistency. When this happens, don't be too hard on yourself. Each time you catch yourself reacting and pause to reflect is a victory. Progress is gradual, and every step forward counts. The urge to return to old habits. When facing a stressful situation, it's tempting to return to old habits of reacting without thinking. This is especially true if you're in a high-pressure environment or dealing with a difficult person. To overcome this, remind yourself of the long-term benefits of responding with reason. Keep your goal in mind: emotional control, peace of mind, and better relationships. With time, these benefits will outweigh the short-term satisfaction of reacting impulsively. 4. Self-doubt. Another obstacle is self-doubt. You might question whether it's really possible to change your natural reactions or wonder if responding with reason is the right approach. Remember, Stoicism is all about self-mastery. By practicing mindfulness, reflection, and the techniques shared earlier, you're already on the path to change. Trust the process and don't expect perfection. Every moment you choose reason over reaction is progress. 5. Peer pressure or social expectations. In a world where people often react quickly, whether online or in person, it's easy to feel like you're not fitting in if you don't respond immediately. However, responding thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively will set you apart in a positive way. It may take some time for those around you to adjust, but eventually they will respect your calm and measured approach. The key to overcoming resistance is patience and persistence. Every time you choose to pause and reflect, you are strengthening your ability to respond with reason. Stay committed to the process and remind yourself of the power that comes with emotional control. Number 7. Real-life examples. Adopting the mindset of responding with reason rather than reacting impulsively can have a profound impact on your life. It's not just a philosophical concept, it's a practical tool that can change the way we handle challenging situations. Let's look at a few real-life examples, both historical and personal, to illustrate this point. One of the most powerful examples comes from the life of Marcus Aurelius, one of the most famous Stoic philosophers and Roman emperors. As a ruler, Marcus faced constant battles, political intrigue, and personal loss. Yet, despite the turmoil around him, he remained composed and governed with wisdom. One notable incident is his response to an assassination attempt. Instead of reacting with immediate anger or retaliation, Marcus chose to take a measured approach, using his reason to assess the situation and respond accordingly. His calmness and rational decision-making in the face of danger show the true power of Stoic philosophy in practice. Another compelling example comes from the world of sports. Consider the story of NBA player Kobe Bryant. Known for his legendary career, Kobe also faced immense pressure throughout his time on the court. In high-stakes games, when tensions ran high, Kobe often demonstrated incredible emotional control. One particular moment was in the 2008 NBA Finals, when Bryant's team was facing a challenging opponent. Instead of reacting with frustration after missed opportunities or criticism from the media, he focused on his performance and responded with determination, leading his team to victory. His ability to respond with reason, staying focused on the bigger picture, was key to his success. On a personal level, consider someone who has been through a difficult breakup. Initially, the emotions of anger, sadness, and confusion can easily lead to impulsive reactions, sending angry messages, making rash decisions, or even trying to force closure. However, by taking a step back, acknowledging these emotions, and then choosing to respond thoughtfully, that person can make better decisions. They might choose to give themselves time to heal, to have a calm conversation with the other person, or simply to move forward without further drama. This approach not only leads to personal growth, but also ensures they don't act out of temporary emotional pain. In business, leaders like Steve Jobs are also great examples of the power of responding with reason. Jobs was known for his intense personality and high expectations of his team, but he also had a unique ability to pause and reflect when faced with criticism or setbacks. Instead of reacting in anger or frustration, he used these moments to reassess and move forward with clarity. One famous incident occurred during the early days of Apple when Jobs faced numerous challenges and doubts about the company's future. Rather than reacting impulsively, he used the situation as an opportunity to innovate, ultimately helping Apple become one of the most successful companies in the world. These examples show how adopting the Stoic mindset of responding with reason can have transformative effects in both personal and professional lives. By learning to pause, reflect. Number 8. Reflection. As we reflect on the idea of don't react, respond with reason, it's important to think about how this concept applies to our own lives. We all face moments of challenge, frustration, or emotional turmoil. Perhaps you've recently been in an argument, faced a stressful work situation, or had a disagreement with someone close to you. In these moments, how often do you find yourself reacting impulsively, driven by emotions that feel overwhelming? Take a moment to think about a recent situation where you could have responded differently. What was your initial reaction? Were you driven by anger, frustration, or fear? Now, imagine if you had taken a pause, acknowledged your feelings, and then responded with reason. How might the outcome have been different? Could you have avoided unnecessary conflict? Could you have made a more thoughtful decision? The beauty of Stoicism is that it doesn't demand perfection. It simply invites us to practice. So, I challenge you to think about one small change you can make today. Perhaps it's in your next conversation when you feel triggered, or when a stressful situation arises at work. Instead of reacting in the heat of the moment, Try to pause. Take a deep breath. Ask yourself, what's the best way to respond here? It might feel uncomfortable at first, but with practice, this pause will become second nature. Remember that every time you choose to respond thoughtfully, you're strengthening your ability to control your emotions and navigate life with wisdom. You're not suppressing your feelings. You're choosing to respond from a place of calm and clarity. Over time, these small moments will add up, and you'll begin to notice the profound impact they have on your relationships, decisions, and overall well-being. As you move forward, keep in mind that this journey is about progress, not perfection. You won't always get it right, and that's okay. What matters is your commitment to trying. By embracing this Stoic practice of responding with reason, you're not only improving your ability to handle stress and conflict, you're also cultivating a life of greater peace. Number 9. Call to action. As we come to the end of this video, I want to leave you with an invitation to take the next step in your journey of responding with reason. I encourage you to reflect on what you've learned today and think about how you can apply the principles of Stoic philosophy to your daily life. Has there been a recent situation where you reacted impulsively instead of pausing to respond thoughtfully? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. I'd love to hear how you plan to implement this mindset and any challenges you might be facing in making that shift. Your experiences can inspire others, and by sharing them, you not only help yourself, but also create a community of people working together to grow and improve. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like it and share it with friends or family who might benefit from it as well. The more people who learn to respond with reason rather than react, the better we can all navigate the challenges life throws at us. And of course, if you want more content like this, more insights on Stoic philosophy, emotional control, and practical advice for living a better life, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss a new video. But beyond just watching videos, I encourage you to take immediate action today. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Start small. Maybe you can practice pausing before responding to a stressful email or a difficult conversation. Even a few seconds of reflection can make all the difference. And if you're ready to dive deeper into Stoic philosophy, consider reading a book like Meditations by Marcus Aurelius or Letters from a Stoic by Seneca. These texts offer timeless wisdom that can guide you as you continue on your journey of self-mastery. Also, if you're looking for a supportive community where you can discuss your progress, challenges, and share ideas, consider joining a group or forum focused on Stoicism or personal growth. Being surrounded by like-minded individuals will help you stay motivated and keep you on track. Remember, the path to responding with reason instead of reacting impulsively is a practice, one that takes time, patience, and effort. But each time you choose to pause, reflect, and respond thoughtfully, you're making progress. So, take that first step today and commit to applying this Stoic mindset. Keep practicing, and before you know it, you'll find that responding with reason becomes second nature. As we wrap up today's discussion on the Stoic principle of don't react, respond with reason, I want to leave you with a thought that's at the heart of this practice. Our ability to control our responses is the key to mastering our emotions and shaping the lives we want to live. Every day, we are faced with situations that can either trigger a reaction or provide an opportunity for a thoughtful response. The choice is ours, and that choice can change everything. The truth is, reacting impulsively is easy. It's automatic, driven by emotion, and often leaves us feeling out of control. But responding with reason takes practice, awareness, and a commitment to self-mastery. It's a choice that can transform our relationships, our careers, and our own inner peace. When we pause before reacting and allow ourselves to think clearly, we take back control over our lives and become the kind of person who doesn't let emotions dictate their decisions. Think about it. Every time you choose to respond thoughtfully, you build resilience. You strengthen your ability to face life's challenges with calm and clarity. You stop being a slave to your emotions and start becoming the master of your actions. And that, my friend, is where true power lies. It's in your ability to choose your response, to rise above the noise, and to make decisions that are grounded in reason, not reaction. I want to thank you for watching this video and for taking the time to explore this powerful Stoic philosophy. I hope it's inspired you to think more about your own responses in daily life and how you can shift from reacting to responding with reason. Remember, this journey is not about perfection, it's about progress. Each time you choose to pause, reflect, and respond thoughtfully, you're making a positive change. If this video sparked something in you, I'd love for you to join our membership community. Your support isn't just about helping the channel survive. It's about creating a space for deeper wisdom and connection. Members get exclusive content, live discussions, and special resources to continue your journey. Together, we can create a movement of growth and understanding. If you're ready to be part of that, click the link in the description and join us today.